Marjorie Taylor Greene came under a little bit of heat. So I think a lot of this story is about how there's a little bit of a hypocrisy angle, I guess. But for a long time, MAGA, about Democratic politicians they don't like, would say Biden must be corrupt because his net worth increased while he was in office. You have a book, or they'll say Bernie is a hypocrite because he advocates super left-wing politics and he has a house or two or three and he has a net worth in the millions. And it's like, well, with the salary he's been making, how long he's been in the Senate since, like, I think it was invented, and he has sold books, like, of course you're gonna have some money. With celebrity comes money. You can monetize celebrity. Or Obama, they said a similar thing. It's so disgusting. He's so rich. Ugh. I just saw a Fox segment about that. So a similar thing happened to Marjorie where people went, wait, okay. Now, before I dive into the next part of that statement, obviously my take is we need to restrict the ability for people to monetize their office. That's why I think it's good to ban congressional stock trading. That's why I think a lot of the stuff Trump is doing to enrich himself through his governmental power is bad. But they don't really see it that clearly often in MAGA, and instead will just be even legitimate ways of politicians making money. They try to label as corrupt, and then they don't care when Trump is being so corrupt in his financial dealings. So this is the article. MTG explodes over report exposing massive wealth jump. I'll get to her response here in a second, but I guess the MAGA lawmaker responded to claims that her net worth has surged from about $700,000 to roughly $21 million since joining the House in 2021, reported by financial news outlet Benzinga in June. So again, this is if you miss this context, then the story won't make as much sense because you're kind of like, yeah, tall politicians seem to get richer while in office, but it's this core part of the MAGA allegation of corruption, even in cases where it's not corruption, as they ignore real cases of corruption. So now that's kind of the monster is eating her. And I guess, let's see, there was a community notice that Marjorie Taylor Greene's 2018-2019 financial disclosure lists her 100% interest in Taylor Commercial Inc., a family-owned business valued at $5 to $25 million, established before her 2021 congressional term. This refutes claims of $700K to $21 million net worth rise since 2021. Okay, so there's some dispute, but she got richer, right? She responded saying, I'm fed up with the outright slander and lies about me because I'm unapologetically America first. Let me switch over to the actual post. I've owned my family's construction business for well over 2 decades and made all of my net worth before I became a member of Congress in 2021, and all of my public financial disclosures show this. This is happening as she, number one, was under fire because of an investment. She dumped money into the stock market right during this huge dip before Trump made his tariff announcement that he was revoking the tariffs, would have the stock market shoot up. So I was like, did he tell you he was about to reverse his tariffs? Because that was crazy. And then invested in Palantir right before they got a government contract, but that was kind of expected. So I hate to defend her, but my publicly disclosed portfolio is diversity invested through a financial manager whom I've signed a fiduciary contract with. She defends herself, then says you can go to hell. In
kiss my ass.
Marjorie Taylor Greene fashion in response to someone saying, how did she get richer? But she's kind of being held to the standard that people like her in the MAGA world held others to. My problem is you monetizing the office or taking governmental actions to enrich yourself. Not just recently, for example, MAGA was going after Gavin Newsom saying, how did he get so rich? But his whole story is that he was running a bunch of businesses before he got into politics, so he still runs those businesses. So that contradiction, I think, is more interesting. And then, for those same people, so maybe the Marjorie example, maybe she has a great construction business, Taylor Commercial, right? I will never allow her construction business. Do you think no undocumented immigrants work in her construction business? Marjorie, not one. I don't believe it. Okay, but also, I would never allow her to build something for me. Taylor Commercial. You want a new island? We only do white granite. We only do white marble, I mean. More jokes. Let's see. You want brick? We only have white brick. It's just low-hanging fruit, you know? No D. No D. What's one? You give me one. What would Marjorie's construction company do? Yeah, cool. But maybe that's not, it doesn't seem to be problematic at all, right? Fine, make your money. But the staggering amount Trump is profiting from the presidency revealed is concerning, should be concerning to people like Marjorie, who accuse Democrats constantly. I mean, the screaming about Hunter Biden's business dealings when Biden never got money from that, other than him getting a truck for Hunter and Hunter reimbursing him for that exact amount. That was the bombshell. Okay? So that's my point. If you're going to get onto Hunter about that, we're going to get onto your construction business. Yeah. But, Taylor commercial. I don't even have another one.
Racist windows.
Huh.
Racist backsplash.
Yeah. We're just not even trying, are we?
You can clap for that.
No, I'm not saying she only wants white. I don't believe that. I bet she has like some really great black friends. I'm sure. I'm what? I'm serious. She's great. She loves. Really? What? Now Jewish? I don't think she does. But hey, I'm sure she uses all different colors of marble in her construction business. And I'm sure she very proudly employs undocumented immigrants. Oh, that one's real. A lengthy investigation for the New Yorker estimates Trump and his family will have enriched themselves by more than $3.4 billion by the end of his second term. Much of it from deals, transactions, and investments that almost certainly would have not happened if he'd never become president. And it goes through specifics, right? You have lucrative commercial projects in the Persian Gulf overseen by the Trump organization that he was greasing the wheels on during this foreign trip that we covered. Golf courses in Saudi Arabia, Oman, the United Arab Emirates, a luxury Boeing 747-8 gifted by the Qatari royal family, and a flood of Trump-branded merchandise and other tat flogged by the president and his team. Trump's foray into the world of cryptocurrency. This one is the most blatant to me. And NFTs has also been extremely lucrative for the president and his family. The New Yorker estimates that the president has raked in at least $330 million from his Trump meme coin, in no small part due to the president encouraging investors to buy in order to be invited to a gala dinner at his members' clubs in DC. And then Melania has a coin, Melania coin. And it goes on and on and on. But like Don Jr. has a club that you can pay $500,000 to go hang out with Trump and powerful friends. So people, this is the reason we are afraid of people monetizing their office, is because everyone wants to influence the president, right? They have so much power. And that was the argument from MAGA about the Biden was, oh, if Hunter Biden has all these businesses and he's doing stuff in places where Biden has influence over, then when he was vice president, then you could have a conflict of interest where someone could give Hunter something, money, and then it could influence Joe Biden, right? They failed to make the link, but they acted like they were concerned, and I don't like that appearance. I wish Hunter never worked in Ukraine. But now you have people pursuing access through literally money, buying the meme coin. If you buy enough, you got invited to a private dinner with Trump as president, and he had the presidential seal on his podium. So if you have something like the woman who was trying to get her son pardoned or something, I don't know if it was that dinner, but she went to some dinner that you had to pay a bunch of money for. If you want to influence Trump, you can funnel money to him through his meme coin. You can give him good real estate deals in countries, as we saw in this Middle Eastern trip. And you can go pay $500,000 to snort coke with Don Jr. I don't know. I don't snort cocaine. at his club. I know he doesn't. I believe him, by the way. That was a joke. I believe him. I don't think he does. I don't think he ever has.
Fact check, true.
And the New Yorker dryly suggested it's unlikely Trump Jr. would have landed a similar gig in venture capital if his father hadn't been president. That was his 1789 capital. Elsewhere, Trump is reported to have earned $125 million in extra profits since he first became president from Mar-a-Lago. And this includes bumping up initiation fees, etc., etc. So he's using, I mean, he keeps lying, saying he's not going to take that jet that Qatar gave us. That's so expensive to make into Air Force One. It's not even a good gift. But he keeps saying he's not going to take that for himself. But then Democrats will propose legislation saying he can't take it for himself, and Republicans shoot it down. And that's clearly the plan after he leaves office. And so it's just so overt. And that is what people should care about. So fine, maybe Marjorie is doing great work over there at Taylor Construction Inc. But Trump's surely not.